the ANC's Joberg region has made history, electing its first woman chairperson, Loyiso Masuku. The outcome was an upset as Masuku beat the incumbent chairperson and city mayor, Dada Morero, in the contest. Pundits are reading Masuku's victory as a powerful statement for gender representation, not only within one of the ANC's largest regions, but across other structures as well, and arguably signals potential shifts in the party's internal dynamics. The outcome is also being cast as both a signal of generational change and of renewed debates over the party's direction in Gauteng's economic hub. So let's speak to the chairperson then, the recently elected ANC Greater Johannesburg Region Chairperson Loyiso Masuku, who joins me for that conversation. Good afternoon, and thank you for your time. Thank you for coming through and having this conversation with me. So what do you believe convinced the critical mass of the delegates who were attending that conference that your vision of where the ANC should go, what do you believe is that factor that swung it in your direction?
Good afternoon, Chula Sizwe, and thank you for having us for this afternoon. Look, I think the delegates, because they are members of ANC branches, they understand the kind of ANC and the kind of leadership we need, an active leadership grounded and rooted in the structures that is deeply entrenched in working with communities, ensuring that we listen to people on the ground and actively respond to issues raised by the people in our communities. So for me, I think that was a major fact that influenced their decision to ensure that they elect leadership that is rooted within our structures and the communities of Johannesburg.
Sure, rooting in structures is one thing, but how does it fit in with trying to re-entrench the ANC in the hearts and minds of voters, because you are in a spot of bother electorally, and the outcomes have really been diminishing over the last few electoral cycles. So what will you do differently that will re-entrench, as I say, the ANC in the hearts and minds, not only of voters, but of disenchanted Johannesburg residents?
We have to go back to basics, to La Sizwe, and the basics include community meetings. The basics include the strong element of door-to-door and being a responsive and an ANC that works with communities and responds to challenges. And also we have a huge responsibility to ensure that we monitor the work of government, because our communities want service delivery. The people of Johannesburg want a working city of Johannesburg. And the ANC is the only hope. And with this new leadership, our responsibility is to ensure that we actually work with branches, strong ANC branches that are ensuring that at every given point, the needs of our people are attended to. And this leadership has even a deeper responsibility in ensuring that a united and a cohesive ANC is the one that works within the communities, so that we win the hearts and minds of our people and we listen to our people and be sensitive to their needs in the communities.
Yeah.
Timelessly.
Yeah. So
timelessly.
Sorry, please finish. Do finish that point. No,
okay.
Apologies. Do finish the point.
And I was saying timelessly, because at any given point, if we don't go back to our people and respond when there are challenges, it creates that gap with our communities, and then our communities become impatient. Therefore, we have to ensure that we do better in terms of how we communicate and ensure that our communities are heard.
Yeah. So unavoidably, Loyiso Masuku, in contests like these, there's a subtle critique of the outgoing leadership. And it's not of your own design and making, but it's inherent in contests political, such as the one that you've just taken part in. What is your honest grappling with how well the current leadership of the city of Joburg, especially the ANC element, because it is all complex, the ANC element, including the mayor, has grappled with the challenges? Have they lived up to some of the basic principles that you're talking to? Responsiveness, being grounded in communities, all of that.
As you rightfully say, Thulasizwe, in the city of Johannesburg, we are in a coalition. And coalitions have the disadvantage of limiting the responsiveness that in terms of our policy direction and our manifesto that we would completely want to implement as the ANC government because of the nature of coalitions. But I do believe that the ANC has made serious strides in terms of enhancing service delivery. I do believe that we are actually on a path, and I think there's been high visibility, high impact in terms of service delivery in the past few months, where we are turning the tide and ensuring that the issues of safety are attended to, where we are increasing in terms of our capacity in terms of ensuring that we deal with the economic challenges that we face. Unemployment remains one of our biggest challenges, and we are working hard as this collective to ensure that we deal with those. We are also very clear in our minds that the interventions that have come in the form of the presidential infrastructure have assisted us. So we're working well as this collective in the mayoral committee, and our intention is to continue to improve where there are particular weaknesses.
So what's your disposition then, given what you've just said, when you hear rumblings, and I'm sure you've heard them, that say now that you've been elected chairperson, and it came, to just sum it up, one of the youth leaders being interviewed and said, the national officials of the ANC must assist us. As early as Monday, we want Dada Morero out of the mayoral position. I'm sure you've heard that sentiment. How do you grapple with it?
The focus of the conference was on renewal of leadership mandate. And I can guarantee you, right now, our focus is on working to unite the ANC and ensure that we work hard to provide services to our people. The national officials are the only competent authority that can enter into those discussions on who must be deployed or redeployed. Our focus is to work and have a strong ANC, and I'm part of the mayoral committee. I serve in the mayoral committee as the MMC for Finance, which is a task I'm implementing diligently under the leadership of the executive mayor. It is only the national officials, Thulasizwe, who are going to be able, if necessary, they are the competent authority.
So I don't want to be bogged down on palace politics and speculation and reading thereof and miss the opportunity to talk about the significance of your election just on its own. You're the first woman chairperson of the ANC in Joberg. That ordinarily in 2025 should not even be news, given that the ANC has had for quite some time a policy of 50-50 representation in key structures and insists that, you know, in key deployments, there should be that 50% split between men and women. But why do you believe people are reading it through that lens that says it is significant that you've been elected as a woman, not just a woman, a relatively young woman?
I think it is because you know how patriarchal our political environments are. So it's important because now this mandate for service given to a young woman is actually an affirmation that it is possible to have women raise their hands and receive support overwhelmingly. It's also for me a matter because, you know, this is about different constituencies who feel that now they are represented. And I think at the end of the day, this is also an affirmation to say, Black child is possible, young woman is possible. And whatever that I thought I could not do, I actually can do it because there is somebody somewhere who was able to rise to the occasion. It's an important element also because, Thulasizwe, you will recall that there have been many calls in different spaces for women to take up leadership and be given meaningful roles. So for me, this is actually a way of saying it's possible, and as long as you are true to the conviction of service, because this is about service to the people. It's not about you. It's not an individual triumph. It's about ensuring that an election that you have been given an opportunity to take up a seat of power it is for the people, and it is for ensuring that you represent all people, regardless of those who supported you and did not support you.
Yeah, so lastly then, as you say, and make that point about the election being about the people, the risk that you in the ANC always face is the risk of always being inward looking, talking about the unity of the ANC, whereas the reality is that if you are going to be sustainable and not be fighting and competing over what is a dying enterprise, you need to be appealing beyond the ranks of the ANC. What's your response to a question that says, are you electable as Loyiso Masuku on the ticket of the ANC going into 2026 local government elections? What makes you electable beyond the people that are ANC card-carrying members and supporters?
Electability is also about your ability to demonstrate your capacity even through the spaces of deployment. I may be new in the ANC to Lasizwe, but I'm not new to society. I have demonstrated my strengths in terms of the work that I've done and my track record. But I mean, as I said, for me, when that conversation comes, it will be a conversation first internally. But society must believe in the ANC, because the ANC is the one that actually deploys. And our transformation agenda is very clear. The reason why we contest elections is because we want a better life for all people. We believe in the principles of a non-racialism and non-sexist society. We believe that our people are the ones who must be prioritized. Beyond everything else, young people and women must also have access to opportunities, and we must make sure that our economy is the one that improves in order to change the lives of our people.
All right, congratulations once again. That's Loyiso Masuku, the newly elected chairperson of the ANC in the Joberg region. That's why we have to leave it for this hour, but don't go anywhere. At the top of the hour, we are back with more for you, including a recap of the testimony, the recent testimony of Witness D, who has now been killed tragically.